Good morning, once again. Anything provided in these videos is for entertainment purposes only. I am a random guy on YouTube talking about trading. I am not a financial advisor, and nothing I say or do in my videos should be construed to be financial advice of any kind. The majority of traders lose money trading. Trading is a very risky thing to do, and you are very likely to lose money whether you listen to my videos or not. Getting that out of the way. Alright, so as you can see, I'm down a little bit here. This stuff is a lot harder than it looks. Even with a decent win rate, you can still lose money. So, a couple of mistakes, boom. Alright, so we're back to micro ES. As you can see, I've switched the trading size down to 1 micro. I know that's pretty small for this size of account. But my purpose here isn't really to make money, it's to improve. The top step accounts are relatively cheap, and you get to rebuy them, and quite frankly, I don't want to have to rebuy this till at least the end of the month, or, the end of next month or whatever. So, that would be nice, because then this sort of just becomes part of my training at this point. So I am going to say, after yesterday's experiment trading this for the first time, that futures are definitely designed for day trading. There's something about the spread and the margin, and on here the commissions aren't awesome, but they're fine. But there's just something about the way it's set up. It really lends itself to day trading a lot more. You can just, every single one of those little bars you can capture. Like if you're good enough, every single one of these little bars you can make decent profits on. So that's pretty impressive. You really can't do that in Forex in the same way. That makes me a little curious. I know that my Forex broker Oanda has an option to change the way that the pricing is done. I might look into that just to see how the spread changes. If I can get the spreads to be much smaller, and figure out what the commissions are on that, I wonder if it might make Forex a little bit more viable for day trading as well. Although Forex just seems to be a lot. I don't know. There's a lot more noise. Holy cow. Anyway. Forex right now, in fact, let me swing it over and pull it up. I've got a position on the Australian dollar that was a short from last night. I actually shorted it in here, and of course something happened, another Trump thing. This spiked up and then came back down because of the RBA, and surprisingly it didn't go any lower, which is kind of crummy. So I had a stop way up here and a profit target pretty far, but this isn't looking. If you look on the daily, there was it's not an inside bar, but I don't know. This did break lower, but it doesn't look like it's wanting to go down right now. It wants to go higher. It's probably going to hit my stop. So I went ahead. The stop was up here. I lowered it way down. So I just want to try to pull the risk out of this. If it comes back down, comes out at basically break even, that's fine. I've moved the profit target to here. So this was a trade idea that I felt was not too bad. But now on the left here, you can see on the 4-hour, maybe the reason this didn't work. I sort of expected this to flag down, and instead it decided to range and stop here. So, it is what it is. So I'm probably going to be out of this trade shortly because this looks like it wants to go up from here, but that's fine. I'm moving this away. Back on the other screen. All right, so as soon as that Forex trade closes, I'll take another look. I didn't see anything. I was looking at the euro. I don't see anything super obvious right now that cries out for trade me. There's a lot of consolidation happening since some of these recent moves, and the consolidation range is really, really wide on the pairs that I'm looking at, so it doesn't lend itself to, you know, trading a flag that's got a small stop on the other side of it or anything like that. So that's, I don't know, it is what it is. I just have to wait on the Forex stuff and see what else comes up. On here, so one of the things that I've never, like I said, never traded futures. Yesterday was the first time. I'm not actually trading futures. Just keep in mind that when you use a prop firm like this, unless you're really good, you're being B-booked, which means this is all simulated trading. I don't really care. I mean, you know, certainly either you're more tax advantaged if you're trading a real money futures account, but it is what it is. The way that this works for people that haven't done this before is this is kind of a trading game in a sense. In this particular account, I can lose up to $2,000 before the account gets locked out. If I gain $3,000, the account becomes funded, and the money I make after that point, I get paid, I think, 80% of. That's the idea. It's very, very difficult to pass a prop firm eval. And the reason I know this is because they make money doing this. They make money collecting your monthly subscription of $50 just to have a $50,000 account, which technically is only $2,000, but because you can't lose more than that. But yeah, they make money doing this, so you have to realize that this is a lot harder than it seems. And you know, over time, as far as I'm concerned, this is a practice tool. I am technically not allowed to open a futures trading account with real money because, or at least not at a broker I want to, because my spouse works at a broker dealer and they offer futures trading, but their commissions and margin structure are awful. And I'm not going to get into who it is or anything, but it would basically make day trading impossible. So I'm kind of stuck without a real money futures account until I figure out how to fix that. But it is what it is, and we'll see what happens. So now, what's interesting about this, the time, there are some time constraints here. So this particular system, you have to be flat by 3:10 p.m. Central Time, and then it closes for about 2 hours, and then after 5 p.m. Central, basically you can start trading it again. I didn't realize that yesterday when this closed. At 3, I figured it was done for the day, but in fact, I could have been trading this, you know, all evening. It looks like that's an interesting pattern. You know, there's sort of like a rollover pattern there. Of course, naturally, there's a spike to keep you from moving your stop up, but yeah, so there's some interesting movements. I think this stuff particularly was most certainly just Trump news. I'm not sure which was which. There was a tariff thing, and there was some other thing where he decided to fire one of the Fed people. And of course, the market probably doesn't like that. The dollar doesn't like it. So I'm not going to get into my own opinion of what's happening, because this is about trading. But yeah, it is what it is. And I don't know, I'll keep going with this, and we'll see what happens. I made a few small mistakes, one just a minute ago, and then yesterday. So I'm actually down about $110 on the account. So I'm going to slow it down a little bit, since I can only lose 2,000. Like I said, I don't want to. I don't have to reset this. So I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to pull it down to 1 micro and just see how many points I can get for the day. So. If that, it's all about figuring out what you're doing good, what you're doing bad, and correcting the bad stuff and improving. I'll talk to you later.